This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Happy New Year to all of our Las Vegas foodies. Today in CityCast Las Vegas, I'm with spicy local food critic John Curtas of eatinglv.com. He's going to tell me about the most anticipated Las Vegas restaurant openings in 2025 and which ones are not to be missed. It's Thursday, January 9th. I'm Sarah Lohman, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Hi, John.
Hi, Sarah.
Happy New Year. What restaurant are you most excited about that's opening in 2025?
Well, where should I start? It's going to be more than one. I mean, it seems like we're getting a little more traction this year. Things have been a bit more abundant on the Strip, especially. Off the Strip, to me, has been more exciting over the past few years.
Definitely.
But the thing that's got my motor running right now is Fabio Trabocchi opening up at the Wynn Hotel.
Oh, tell me more.
I don't know if you know about Fabio, but Fabio is an Italian chef from Washington, D.C. Well, he's from Italy, but he's been a major player in the Washington, D.C. food scene for like the past 15 years. He has 3 highly thought of restaurants there. Fiola Mare, and Del Mar. Fiola is a high-end Italian restaurant. Then he does a Mediterranean seafood restaurant and a Spanish restaurant. The latter 2 are big box restaurants. And him coming is a major get for the Wynn. So I would say that his Mediterranean take on it's going to be seafood-centric, but he does Italian and Spanish and Mediterranean food probably as well as any chef in America right now. So I am super excited about Fabio Trabocchi opening. I think it's going to be called Fiola Mare at the Wynn, and I think they're saying early 2025, and I can't wait. I think sometime this month or next.
You know, best part about living in Las Vegas is that we don't have to travel to get these amazing restaurants. Just wait long enough, they come to us.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We get spoiled here, okay? I mean,
we do.
But, people in LA love to talk about the LA food scene, and it's fantastic. But, between, I don't know, Long Beach and the San Gabriel Valley, it takes like 4 hours to get anywhere to get to restaurants. And
That's
good restaurants can literally be an hour apart driving. And here, they're mere minutes apart. And
can walk.
You can walk between about 100 of great restaurants. And with downtown Spring Mountain Road, we probably have more good food crammed into a smaller area than any place except maybe Midtown Manhattan.
All right. Speaking of the Strip, I mean, there is a lot coming to the Strip this year. What are some other spots that you are excited about?
Well, I'm totally excited about Bazaar Meat moving to the Palazzo. I mean, are you aware of that?
I was going to ask.
Jose Andres is finally shaking free from the shackles of the Sahara Hotel, which has handicapped his restaurant, I think, now for many years, and is going into the ground floor space at the Palazzo right underneath the Italian restaurant there. And he's moving his Bazaar Meat there, which I'm very excited about because I think it needs a reboot. I think it's truly one of the best steakhouses in America. And now it will be at the Palazzo, and I think it's going to find a bigger audience. And I'm just real excited to see what Jose does there.
Do you think there's going to be any big changes with this move? Will the physical space feel different? Do you think the menu's going to change?
I don't think the menu's going to change that much. I mean, it's kind of a template now. It was the first Bazaar Meat. He's since opened a few more. I think the whole Jose Andres food group now has like 30 restaurants. I mean, back when he started, I remember when he had 2.
Yeah.
So we were the first Bazaar Meat. I don't think they'll change a lot, but the prices might go up, sad to say, because, fancier hotels have fancier prices. That's a sad fact of life. But the meat program with his Spanish beef, and he sources a lot of very interesting beef from ranches around the United States. And he also specializes in what they call vaca vieja, which is old meat from old cows, as opposed to steaks from just young steers that are like 2-3 years old. These are cows sometimes that are milk cows that are sometimes 10 to 15 years old. And when they're time to be put out to pasture, they slaughter them. They give you a different type of beef. It's not as marbled, but it can be a little bit grainier and a little bit more dense with flavor. So it's one of those really cognoscenti steak things that beef lovers look for. So Bazaar Meat to me is going to continue to be one of our showpiece restaurants on the Strip and one of the great draws to the food scene in Las Vegas.
That's fascinating. And, Andres, he's really been increasing his presence here in Las Vegas because he actually has 2 more restaurants opening up this year. Or did Bazaar Mar already open, or is that on the way?
Bazaar Mar is open. Bazaar opened late last year.
Oh, what do you think of it?
Well, fancy, expensive, great seafood. I went there and I had a wonderful time. My head was kind of spinning from Bazaar Mar. I don't know how you. It was like there were so many influences. It was a Spanish seafood restaurant with Italian food, and then they had Thai influences from French sauces and I said so many influences. I don't want to use the word fusion, of course, because that's overused, but there was a lot of mixed metaphors on the menu, but the quality of food. Andres and his people do that rare thing that very few restaurant groups can do. Michael Mina does it, Wolfgang Puck does it, where they can scale up their operations and they don't lose quality control at all. So I might have these real kind of, picayune, curmudgeonly critic, criticisms of what he's and how he's seasoning some sushi. But on the whole, you're getting a very, very high-end cooking, very innovative, and some of the best food in America right in our backyard.
Well, and then also he has, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Zeytinnya, which is this new Turkish, Greek, Lebanese spot that's opening up.
Yeah, and that's going to be somewhere in the Forum Shops, I believe, correct?
Yes, it is going to be the Forum Shops. The Venetian is going to be finishing its big renovation in 2025, and they'll be adding, I don't know if it's Cote or Cote, which is a fine dining Korean steakhouse. Cote, okay. Do you have any intel there? Have you heard anything?
Well, Cote's one of all these new places. I've been to all the Jose Andres restaurants and all the Traboki restaurants in D.C. I have not been to Cote in New York City. It's Korean. It's sort of an upscale Korean steakhouse known in New York for its fabulous wine list as well as its upgraded Korean beef. So that should be interesting to watch. It's also interesting to me, and I know Jose personally, and I made a joke with him that he's moving into the Venetian, which once Cote opens up, is going to have 6 steakhouses in it. Okay.
Wow.
Which confirms my theory, which I have been voicing for about 25 years now, that every restaurant in Las Vegas would be a steakhouse if it could be. Because steak sells and still does.
Will be the steakhouse capital of America.
The Strip certainly is.
Oh my gosh, yes. What about the new Venetian's also got a food hall opening up, Via Via. Have you heard anything about the spaces opening up there?
That sound you hear is me yawning.
Nothing good, huh? Nothing exciting?
Hall, I've had it with food halls,
Yeah.
Okay, they're food courts, food halls. They come and go. They have all these different people in them. They're good. They're good for a fast food, upscale, overpriced fast food is what they're all about,
Yes.
And they're good for tourists, but as a local, I couldn't be less interested in them.
I do get a little stressed out at food halls. They really got to have something special to bring me in, especially down to the Strip, honestly.
Well, it's too much choices too. It's the same thing. We've talked about this on CityCast before. It's the same thing with buffets. Human beings are not supposed to have that many choices. Okay, we're not hardwired to walk into a room and be surrounded by food. Okay. We're
omnivorous, though. Like, that is part of the reason we succeeded as a culture, is our ability to eat a diversity of foods.
Yeah, but not all at once.
Fair.
Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Is there anything on the Strip that we've missed that you want to shout out?
Well, those are the two big ones. I've got a lot to talk about off the Strip, though. An awful lot of action's happening.
Yeah. Let's talk about, how about downtown?
Downtown, I think we were talking about what we're gonna talk about here. We're talking about trends that I'm really excited about, and that downtown the two foodie areas of this town have now evolved, especially just in the last decade. It's downtown and Spring Mountain Road, and that's where the action is, folks. I mean, and downtown has Bohème coming in. It's going to be a French bistro. The menu's going to be by James Trees of Esther's Kitchen fame, and it's going to be right on the corner of Maine and I think Utah, right across the street from Nevada Brew Works, and they're building it out right now, and it was supposed to open in late 2024, but we know that didn't happen because there were some contractor issues. So it's not open yet, but that's going to be a big one downtown. Bohème means bohemian, and it's just going to be like a Parisian bistro and wine bar right downtown, something different.
And they also just opened the Treehouse, the upstairs cocktail lounge at Esther's Kitchen, too.
Esther's Kitchen, a really cool place to kind of cool your heels and get a good drink. And Esther's Kitchen's booming. I say Esther's Kitchen is the restaurant that's so busy no one goes there anymore.
Yes. Got to have a reservation. Got to make it a month in advance.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can still get a seat there, John. I know how the system works. Any other big openings out in our neighborhoods?
Yeah. Signora Pizza Lab. Have you heard about this?
No, not at all.
Floriana Pastori, who has the pizza truck, the Signora Pizza Truck, which is a mobile pizza truck that was made in Italy, and it goes all over the town, all over town. Is now I said that Floriana Pastori. I want to make sure I say it correct. She has a brick and mortar place under construction on Rainbow near the I-95 right there.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of in an odd location, not exactly a foodie-centric restaurant location, but pizza hounds consider her pizza one of the best in town. People like John Arena, my buddy John, who's like the pizza maven to all these great pizza places like Double Zero Pie and Pub and Good Pie and that have opened over the last few years. And they're saying, she is the bomb, and she's going to, she may keep her pizza truck, but she can have a brick and mortar place also.
Oh, that's exciting. And the style is Naples?
Oh, she's Neapolitan to the core. This is wood-fired, Neapolitan, puffy, charred crust, really nice ingredients. I mean, her mantra and what her selling point now, I think she's been doing it for 5 years here, has always been better ingredients, better pizza. And she lists all her ingredients and where they come from in Italy, from the cheese to the olive oil to the tomatoes, to the garlic. She is a real a nut about having the very best ingredients in her pizza. And that's how the pizza hounds in town have responded. And everyone is very, very excited about Signora Pizza Lab.
Very cool.
Be the title of it. Yeah.
Any other last openings that you're pumped about?
Well, not that I'm open about, but your compatriot, Davyid Figler.
What's he doing?
Much to my chagrin.
What?
He's telling me how excited he is about the Caviar Bar opening up at the old Cleopatra's Barge.
He mentioned that. He is excited about that.
Yeah, we have to go.
He can pay. I'll go check it out.
It's on me. Okay, we will go, and I will go just so I can make fun of it on the air. Okay?
You know what he's really excited about? He really loves that it's going to be a live music venue, but I gave him a pretty hard eye roll about the Pringles can and caviar dish. Get out of town. I'm not here for it.
Thank you. I love you.
How much am I paying for those Pringles?
Yeah, exactly. This overpriced caviar, the caviar. Didn't we do a whole episode on how overused caviar is? And old Figler's like, oh, Cleopatra's Barge caviar, I'm in.
And it's harder for me to know when caviar is overpriced, but I do know when Pringles are overpriced, John. And I'm going to guarantee you that those aren't market rate Pringles.
Absolutely. And we'll make Figler pay. Okay. So we can, and we'll make
Great.
fun of him the whole time.
Great. That's like normal timeout with me and Davyid Figler. So it sounds like you would love to see the caviar trend stay and die in 2024.
Oh, enough already.
Anything that you're seeing trending that you're excited about for 2025?
Well, this is more neighborhood oriented than strip oriented. The strip is always going to be about big culinary stars coming here from other places. I mean, I've said a million times. I mean, the Las Vegas Strip and the hotels are not interested in finding some interesting new concept or some hot young chef to push the envelope with its restaurants. They want the Fabio Traboccis and the Gordon Ramsays and the Jose Andreses. That's what they, just the same way they like with the entertainment. You're going to have Luke Bryan and Katy Perry. You're not going to have, some really avant-garde little indie pop band, showing up at a Las Vegas hotel. But out in the burbs, I'm seeing more and more chefs, I think, flexing their muscles. I mean, Dan Cromer has opened Shamanya's Cafe, which is on the west side of town, and it's extremely, I think it's a Mexican-American breakfast lunch cafe. It's wonderful. Dan Coughlin, don't get your Dans confused, he's expanded La Thai 2 to the corner of Charleston and Rancho, and it's a wonderful new Thai restaurant. Just what my neighborhood, I can walk to it from my house, so I love it.
That's
but
great.
I mean, it's Thai food right there. I mean, and it's a beautiful build out. So it's not an upscale Thai restaurant. It's kind of got a classic Thai menu with the Dan Coughlin twist, but it's extremely nice inside, full bar, good wine list. So I'm seeing more chefs spreading their wings, getting out there. The La Casa de Juliet, which is way out in the northwest of the town, as local chefs taking over an old Mexican place and giving it a real upscale Mexican spin. So
it's the owners of the Sand Dollar. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm seeing this is a trend I want to see keep going, where landlords and forward-thinking business people and young chefs put their heads together and completely try to change our food scene, from the inside out. Okay.
Love it. Okay, so, I just have one last question to wrap us up. Is there a restaurant that you feel has been overlooked that opened last year that locals should not miss?
I've got two.
Let's hear it.
And one is in the middle of nowhere, but I love it. It is fantastic, wonderful Spanish food. Jamon wood-fired, way out Boulder Highway near Lake Las Vegas.
Oh, you're talking about my neighborhood, John.
I know.
I'm putting it on my to-do list right now.
Oh, Jamon wood-fired. It is an incredible restaurant. Probably our most classic Spanish restaurant. Rafael Salinas is the chef owner. It is, the build out is wonderful. So it's a nice space, not too big, not too small. He does everything from Spanish seafood to the classic croquetas to the paellas. I've been there twice. It blew me away, but I kid him. I say, you have the best restaurant in town in the worst location. Because I mean, it's a nice shopping center. Don't get me wrong. The build out's great. The shopping center's great. But I mean, it's not exactly in a tourist or foodie corridor.
Yeah, but there's cadence over there too. There's a lot of people moving in.
Exactly. That's one thing I noticed when my wife, I call her the food gal, and I went driving around there. That area is exploding. I mean, you can see, whereas 10 years ago, it was desert and lots of, just strip malls and nothing else. There's a lot of residential going in around there. So I'm hoping the neighborhood will grow up to appreciate. And every time I put it on social media, that people go, oh yeah, I've heard about that jamon. I said, well, you've got to go. I mean, it's not super expensive. It's like all Spanish restaurants. You can spend $40 there, or you can spend $400 there. Okay, depending on how crazy you want to get. And a jamon wood-fired is something to see. And the other one I think people should look into is what's going on with China Mama. They've gone from one restaurant, they're going to soon have 7 restaurants in town.
Wow.
They're opening up at Palace Station. They opened Spring by China Mama on Paradise Road. And they opened the Hao Chi dumpling joint right down the road on West Charleston. Wow, so they have 3 restaurants recently opened, really our most solid, consistent, across-the-board Chinese food at China Mama. Look at all their locations. Everyone I've been to has hit its marks 100%. So I'm really happy about Spring by China Mama and Hauchi by China Mama on West Charleston.
I love it. John, thank you so much. You've got me really stoked for our foodie new year.
We need to start eating and drinking more on Davyid Figler's dime this year. Okay, it's my New Year's resolution.
This is what I am talking about. Let's make plans, and I'll say that I forgot my wallet. How about that?
That's it. Me too. Okay,
Great.
Bon appetit to all.
Thanks, John.
Bye, Sarah.
That's all for today here in CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, the best thing you can do is share it with a friend. You can also rate our show and leave us a review. That helps too. And don't forget, subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.